not really knowing about history. I didn't know anything about military history, and I kind of said to him, well, that was Tom Cruise. You know, and really I thought it was the Navy who was the Top Gun people. And he said, no, we were first. So I said, well, if you're first, you know, you have something, your trophy or something? He said, yeah, we had a 3-foot-high trophy that was to stay at the Pentagon. Now, remind you, it's 55 years later. We've never seen it again. He says, we've asked about the trophy, and no one seems to know where the trophy is. So that was in actually March of 2004. Albert Temple was in a wheelchair, but he had cancer. For some reason, in August of 2004, it dawned on me, something just kept pushing and urging me to give him a call and say, well, let's look for the trophy. So when I called his home, they said he's in the hospital. And the next day I called again, and the grandson said, well, we don't think he's coming home again. I had not yet seen the trophy. I had no idea what the story was even about. So I asked his grandson, I said, well, do you have a picture? I'm just curious. He said there's a Top Gun trophy. And he said, wait a minute. And he came back and he said, yes, on his dresser, he always kept this 1949 newspaper. And it has his picture. And it talks about their winning. So I decided to look for the trophy. And I would find that trophy. I started looking on a Monday, and thanks to the internet, after reaching out to many historical institutions, along with museums, that Friday afternoon, the Air Force Museum sent me a picture that they had the trophy. And they said their names are on it, along with the jet class winners. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I want to come see it. And I said, well, can I come see it? And they said, no, it's in storage and it'll never come out. That wasn't important. So my feeling is this: let's not spin or revisit history and rewrite it. I said, in this country, a first was always important. So if this is a first, why isn't it out? I said, it is not just you're denying just the Tuskegee Airmen from seeing this trophy. The jet class winners' names are there too. So bottom line is, on a Friday, on that Saturday, I called the home, I called on Sunday to let them know, to tell Mr. Temple that I've located his trophy. And they said he died yesterday. But I do believe that we all have a purpose, and our paths cross with people for a purpose. I believe that his spirit was guiding me to this trophy, because again, all I saw was a picture. I had no idea what it meant. So when I told them that I had a picture, his wife asked me to send an email. She said, and Zellie, now she and I had not even, we met that March of 2004 at an event. But she said, I want you to come to the funeral, because Harry Stewart will be there. He's one of the Top Gun pilots. So of course I went to the funeral a week later. Harry Stewart was there, and that's when I find out about Harry having shot down the 3 planes in April of '45. And he looks at the picture and he gets very emotional, and he says, that's our trophy. So the story to me about the Tuskegee Airmen, this is a last hurrah. They didn't get to amass any known aces in World War II. But when they were finally allowed to compete, they proved they were great marksmen. Because some had already said they were no aces. There were no aces. They weren't that good. But they proved in 1949, when flying in a competition that gave them the same type rules, that we are just as good or better than anyone else. So this is the trophy, and like I said, this was actually from a newspaper that was on the, on the dresser of Albert Temple. And if you could go to the next one, please. In April of 2006, And I'll go back just to in 2004, the trophy, we know where it is. It's in storage. But in that December of 2004, the museum there's a Tuskegee Airmen Museum in Detroit. They had an event, and they brought the trophy from the Air Force Museum, where it's been kept all these years, or as far as we know there, in storage. They brought it to the Air Force Museum, the Tuskegee Airmen Museum. They brought it there for an event, and that trophy was unveiled. And then it went back into storage at the Air Force Museum. Now, we tried, of course, I wrote a book about the story and what I've been trying to do with it, but we were trying to get them, if you're gonna just keep it in storage, we know of museums that want this trophy. And all of a sudden it becomes, oh no, it's sterling silver. It has to go into an area that has climate control this. It needs to also be insured at this value. Well, if you read my book again, you'll see all of this where they're saying just how important this trophy is, though they decide to keep it in storage. But in 2005, this is 2004 December, it's gone back from Tuskegee Airmen Museum's event back into storage. So in 2005, it's still there, but in 2006, in February, I get a call. For Black History Month, we're gonna show the trophy. And the one person that did not get to see the trophy in December, when it was brought to the Tuskegee Airmen Museum's event, was James Harvey. James Harvey was one of the 3 primary pilots that flew for the 10 days. So there was James Harvey, Abba Temple, and Harry Stewart. Harry Stewart got to see it. Abba Temple was deceased. Harvey already had plans to go out of the country, so he couldn't come and see the trophy. So for the first time, I said, well, it's going to be out in February. Can we have an event where Harvey can see it? And maybe we can invite all, not only the conventional class winners, but invite the jet class winners. Invite them to come. Whoever's a part of this story, invite them. But anyway, in 2006, for the first time, Harvey, Stewart, and Buford Johnson were the only 3 known surviving of the Tuskegee Airmen who got to see it. None of the jet class was there. I don't know if anyone ever informed them that this trophy was out, but it is now on display at the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. One more. And that's what it looks like today in the display. The top of the trophy is missing. I asked the museum if they would replace it or at least put a replica along with a notation that it is a replica that's on the top, the figurine that you'd see, and they told me no, because we want an original. So they don't want to, they said, mess it up. They will leave the figurine off. But that is what the trophy looks like today. And today there's a big push back about they were not Top Gun, that word Top Gun was not used in 1949. So before you change it, I had to satisfy my own curiosity. When did the term Top Gun start being used? Can you go to the next? I find newspapers all the way back. I stopped in 1939. People were using Top Gun so much. It was used. Matter of fact, I can't really read it. There is one here, even where it tells you, this is September of 1947, times Top Gun in Army E rifle match. Okay? And we're talking about the Army. Mm-hmm. Army, use Top Gun. So really, there are people who are writing articles to me. You need to stop calling them Top Gun. But it says, even in the magazine in 1949, that's about this competition, that these men are shooting it out for top honors. It says they're shooting it out for top honors in a gunnery competition. I might not be too smart, but top and gun. But really, that is truly. So the article at the very top specifically is dated August 14, 1939. There's a Top Gun Club. There were Top Gun clubs. 10 years before. So it was not unique to the Navy, and then my research would divulge that the Navy Top Gun were all cap one word. So it was Tom Cruise's movie where it had the Top Gun separate, upper and lower cases, that started confusing people as to this was the Navy before the Air Force. Like I tell anybody, everything is important. But let's not respin and revisit history and rewrite history and say, you're so wrong. Let's just look at the whole picture. Let's keep researching, because what I keep finding out, it never ends. It never ends. So thank you, Rick, thank you. There are people here that I also want to thank. Willard Womack. Is he, Mr. Womack, is he here? Because Mr. Womack, thank you too. And there's another gentleman, when a German excavator would send me parts of a plane that he found overseas that is red from a P-51. We know that there's a part on one of the pieces that validates it is a P-51. Is it a Tuskegee Airmen plane? We cannot say definitely, because there was a white unit that flew candy-striped planes. The tail had red and white stripes. But thanks to Mr. Womack and others, we have actually taken a piece of that red piece, and it's so exciting, and matched it exactly with a rivet on a wing. I mean, that's special, when you can take it and just place it there like it just belongs there. And it's like, oh my gosh, this fits. So, to the Commemorative Air Force Dixie Wing, anybody who I forgot to call your name, my dear friend Michiko, who sticks by me and laughs at me about many things, thank you. And now I turn the floor over to you guys. But thank you again for this. Want to have a panel? And these are successors, Tuskegee Airmen, and then those who continue on today doing things because they open the door. So Dr. Townsend.
Yes, let's turn the lights on. We'll return to the call. So please come on up.